What do you do when you're born into billions, but all you want to do is write music? This is the untold story of Gordon Getty, the oil heir who sold a $10 billion empire just so he could compose operas. And trust me, it gets crazier from there. Gordon Peter Getty was born into an extraordinary world of wealth and prominence on December 20, 1933, in Los Angeles. His father, J. Paul Getty, was an oil tycoon who became the richest man in the world, while his mother, Anne Rourke, was J. Paul's fourth wife, an actress who had briefly flirted with Hollywood. Yet despite his background of privilege, Gordon Getty's life journey took him far beyond the boundaries of business and into the arts, philanthropy, and music. Raised in San Francisco, Gordon attended St. Ignatius College Preparatory School, where he began to develop his lifelong interests in both music and literature. His education continued at the University of San Francisco, where he studied English literature, and later at the San Francisco Conservatory of Music, where he earned a Bachelor of Arts in Music. Although his early musical aspirations were met with skepticism, particularly from his father, Getty remained committed to his passion. This divergence between his responsibilities in the business world and his love for music would define much of his later life. Despite his artistic inclinations, Getty could not avoid the gravitational pull of the family business, especially with his father's towering presence. J. Paul Getty was a formidable figure. His ruthless business acumen and frugality were legendary, and he exerted tremendous pressure on his children, including Gordon, to take up the mantle of Getty Oil. After graduating from college, Gordon joined the family business, where he found himself working in the oil fields of Saudi Arabia's Neutral Zone, a harsh introduction to the world of oil. However, it soon became clear that his interests lay elsewhere. While working in the oil business may have been a nod to family duty, it was never a passion for Gordon. He was more interested in creating symphonies than drilling for oil. Eventually, Gordon's love for music pulled him away from the business side of things, but not before making a decisive mark on the industry. When J. Paul Getty passed away in 1976, Gordon inherited control of the family trust, worth billions. This was a turning point for Getty, who would ultimately orchestrate one of the largest business transactions of the 20th century. By the early 1980s, Gordon Getty had assumed control of the family fortune, becoming the sole trustee of Getty Oil. However, running a multi-billion-dollar oil company was not where his true passion lay. In 1984, Gordon made the bold and controversial decision to sell Getty Oil to Texaco for $10.1 billion. It was a monumental deal that redefined the landscape of the American oil industry. The sale also marked a pivotal moment in Gordon's life, as it freed him from the heavy burden of family business and allowed him to pursue his artistic ambitions. Despite the criticisms he faced from some family members and industry insiders, the sale of Getty Oil solidified Gordon's place as a savvy businessman. His decision to split the family trust into 6 separate entities, allowing each family member to control their share of the wealth, was both strategic and generous. After the sale, Getty walked away with a personal fortune of $750 million after taxes, giving him the freedom to focus on his true passion, music. With his business obligations behind him, Gordon Getty turned his full attention to music, his lifelong love. A classically trained composer, Getty was no dilettante. He had been studying music and composing pieces since his youth, inspired by composers like Wagner, Mahler, and Strauss. His most famous works include operas like Plump Jack, Goodbye, Mr. Chips, Usher House, and The Canterville Ghost. His compositions have been performed across the world, from San Francisco to Leipzig, and have been praised for their traditional yet inventive style. Perhaps his most celebrated work is Joan and the Bells, a cantata that dramatizes the trial and execution of Joan of Arc. The piece has been performed internationally and highlights Getty's ability to merge historical narrative with emotionally charged music. Getty's passion for composition wasn't limited to operas and cantatas. He also wrote piano pieces, orchestral works, and chamber music, all of which bear the hallmarks of his unique blend of tradition and originality. Getty's commitment to music extended beyond his compositions. Over the years, he became a major patron of the arts, contributing millions to support opera, symphony orchestras, and music education. His philanthropy, particularly through the Anne and Gordon Getty Foundation, has had a lasting impact on the cultural landscape, both in his home city of San Francisco and beyond. Gordon Getty's personal life has been as complex as his professional one. In 1964, he married Anne Gilbert, with whom he had 4 children. They lived in a lavish Italianate mansion in San Francisco's Pacific Heights, where they became central figures in the city's social and philanthropic circles. The couple hosted charity events, political fundraisers, and gatherings for opera stars, making their home a hub of cultural activity. However, Getty's family life was not without tragedy. In 2015, his son Andrew Getty died under tragic circumstances, a devastating blow to the family. Years later, in 2020, his wife Anne passed away. Despite these personal losses, Gordon continued his philanthropic work and maintained his love for music. Getty's personal life took a more dramatic turn when it was revealed that he had fathered 3 children with his longtime mistress, Cynthia Beck. This revelation, though shocking, did little to diminish his standing as a philanthropist and cultural figure. If anything, it added a layer of complexity to a man who was already juggling the roles of businessman, composer, and family patriarch. In addition to his work in music, Getty has been an active entrepreneur, with one of his most successful ventures being the founding of the Plump Jack Winery in Napa Valley. Established in 1995 in partnership with his close friend Gavin Newsom, now the governor of California, Plump Jack has become a renowned name in the wine industry. The winery, along with its sister properties, Odette and Cade, has earned a reputation for producing high-quality wines in the heart of California's wine country. Plump Jack Winery was named after the character of Sir John Falstaff, often called Plump Jack, from Shakespeare's Henry IV, a nod to Getty's love of literature and the arts. Today, the Plump Jack Group is not just a winery, but a collection of hospitality businesses, including restaurants, resorts, and retail shops. This venture reflects Getty's entrepreneurial spirit, showing that his talents extended beyond oil and music. Throughout his life, Gordon Getty has been a generous philanthropist, donating millions to causes ranging from music and the arts to education and healthcare. The Anne and Gordon Getty Foundation, named in honor of his late wife, has supported numerous institutions, including the San Francisco Opera, the Russian National Orchestra, and the University of San Francisco. Getty has also been a major donor to political campaigns, particularly those of his friend and business partner, Gavin Newsom. In 2020, Getty was honored as a legacy honoree by the Young People's Chorus of New York City, further cementing his reputation as a major patron of the arts. His contributions to music were also recognized when Opera America named him one of the inaugural inductees into the Opera Hall of Fame. Gordon Getty's life has been marked by a series of contradictions. He was the son of one of the wealthiest men in the world, yet he chose to pursue a career in music, a field that rarely leads to financial success. He was a businessman who orchestrated one of the largest oil deals in history, yet he found greater satisfaction in writing symphonies and operas. He was a philanthropist and patron of the arts, yet his personal life was riddled with scandals and tragedies. Despite these contradictions, or perhaps because of them, Gordon Getty remains a fascinating figure. His ability to balance the weight of family legacy with his personal passions has made him a singular character in both the business and cultural worlds. As he approaches the twilight of his life, his contributions to music, philanthropy, and business continue to resonate, leaving a lasting legacy that extends far beyond the billions he inherited.